K-pop is taking over the entertainment industry in the United States. The K-pop popularity is similar to the British invasion, which was a cultural phenomenon in the mid-60s, where rock and pop acts from Britain came over to the United States and became cultural icons. These bands included the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, The Who, and many other bands that are still popular to this day. In this video, we're going to look at how this new version of the British invasion began and how you can invest in this cultural phenomenon. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the video. BTS is the biggest K-pop boy band right now. Everywhere you go, you can hear their music playing on Samsung ads to being constantly played on the radio. Even if you don't know who they are, you probably have heard some of their songs. So how did this K-pop group get so big, not only in Korea, but in the United States? Well, this all stems from the company behind the group, which is Big Hit Entertainment. The CEO of Big Hit Entertainment met with one of the band members, RM, back in 2010. He was impressed with his rapping, and at first the group was supposed to be strictly a hip-hop group, but the CEO later reorganized the group because he felt the contemporary youth needed a hero who can lend them a shoulder to lean on, even without speaking a single word. So the group's debut in 2011 was postponed, and they rebranded and reorganized into the more traditional pop group with the 5 members that are in the group today. On June 12, 2013, BTS released their debut single album, named Too Cool for School, simultaneously with its lead single, No More Dream, which peaked at 124 in Korea, before quickly falling off the charts. It wasn't until the band's third act in the School trilogy where they started to see some reach outside of Korea. The EP School Love Affair was released in January 2014. It marked BTS' first appearance on Billboard's World Album Chart, peaking at number 3. That July, BTS also held its first concert in the United States in West Hollywood. This concert was free to an audience of only 200 fans. Now they sell out stadiums full of fans that paid to go see them, so it really shows you how fast their popularity took off. In 2017, they started to have real success, and they broke the record for the most albums sold in a month. The reason they got so big is because the company behind them. The company itself made the group, and this is a very common thing in the music industry, especially in Korea. They branded the group in such a way that it will be popular among a young female demographic. They also picked the specific members of the group and made sure that each portrayed a different personality type. These labels go so far that they audition thousands of potential members a year, often aged between 10 and 14, so they could see who would later become trainees at so-called K-pop farms and take part in a grueling, full-time, rigorous training program in dance, singing, and even makeup. Eventually, some are selected for a K-pop group and tied into long contracts that restrict their personal lives and sentence them to years with limited pay. They have to conform to the rigid world of K-pop, where members are even designated roles within the group, such as leader, dancer, or the eye candy of the group. The label controls them so much that they often have no date clauses in their contract. However, this has been getting some blowback as of last year. South Korea's Fair Trade Commission ordered these labels to stop pushing so-called slave contracts on artists, which imposed financial penalties on idols if they attempted to quit groups or otherwise breach agreements such as no dating clauses. However, even if the members can date, the fans can get upset on who they date. The fans of K-pop can break or make a group, and they can have very strong reactions to what the group and the members are doing. During a 2008 performance by Girls' Generation at a huge annual K-pop show in Seoul, South Korea, the crowd created a black ocean, refusing to wave lights and cell phones and staying silent throughout the band's entire 10-minute performance. This was reportedly to protest how close the group had become to the members of another boy band, Super Junior. Scandals involving drinking, drugs, and even dating not only make waves in the entertainment news section, but also the financial news section, because many of the biggest Korean music management companies are also now publicly traded companies on the Korean Stock Exchange. Sensational headlines can take a serious hit on the bottom line. This was the case for Cube, which is another entertainment company, which saw its stock drop several points on the back of the news that made headlines both in South Korea and around the world. Big Hit Entertainment, the company behind BTS, recently became a public company itself and had their initial public offering October 15th. BTS accounted for more than 80% of the company's revenue during the first half of 2020. Big Hit reported 587 billion won in sales. This was nearly double the previous year's total. So if you believe BTS is here to stay and want to invest in them, you actually can. The company raised 963 billion US dollars in its initial public offering on the Korean Stock Exchange, making it South Korea's largest IPO in 3 years. However, BTS might be the biggest risk to the company, as they are the main source of their revenue. If the fans turn on BTS, then the vast majority of the company's profits will be compromised. Also, boy bands fall in and out of popularity so quickly. Even with the big company behind them, if the fans don't like the group, then that's it. Big Hit Entertainment really needs to diversify into other groups or other entertainment industries. Over the past year or so, the company has acquired other music labels, so it could bring in more acts. They also launched a platform called Weverse, where fans can see exclusive content and manage their favorite artists. This is a good idea to create another revenue source for the company. However, they might not have a big hit like BTS again, since the music industry is based so heavily on the culture of the time, and even a little bit of luck, so K-pop might fall out of fashion. The company also is facing a bigger issue, as the members of BTS may soon face compulsory military service. In South Korea, almost all healthy men are required to register for the army and serve 18 months. People can delay their service for reasons including higher education or special training until they're 28 years old. If this happens, their biggest group will have to take a break for some time, and this can severely hurt their revenues. The rise of K-pop is a fascinating cultural phenomenon, and the fan base is very passionate about it. But investing in a company that only has one big group, plus the volatility of the entertainment industry, doesn't make Big Hit Entertainment the best investment at this time. If they can diversify and bring in revenue from other more stable sources, then it might start to seem like a better investment. And with that being said, as always, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe to see more videos.